Ah, yes, beware you destructive little piggies. Just a quick glimpse of the wild hog trapping system by Jaeger Pro, one of the many vendors out here at Sunbelt Expo 2015. And of course, none of this would be possible without the incredible hard work and sacrifice that all the organizers of Expo put forth year in and year out to make this event what it is today. From the field demonstrations to dealing directly with the vendors, everyone has a specific task at hand, and believe it or not, planning for Expo 2016 has already begun.
My job begins January the 1st and ends December the 31st. I'm here year-round, 365 days a year, taking care of the farming operation. Planning is a big part of what I do. We farm on a time schedule, whereas everybody else kind of farms as to the weather and everything else. We have to produce crops and be ready for field day in July, and then our demo crops have to be ready on time for our field demonstrations here at the Expo in October, and that sometimes presents us with a little bit more of a problem than normal, because you never know what the weather's going to do. You never know if it's going to be hot or cold or rainy or dry. So it's hard to farm on a timetable, but we do the best we can, and it always works out in the end.
I sold RC colas for 4-H at the very first Expo as a student out here, and have been involved every year since the Expo began for the most part. The biggest changes have been the technology, the equipment changes, and the amount of iron that the actual exhibitors bring into the show, as well as the size. It started out a very small show here, and it seems like we've grown and grown and grown.
This is a pretty big undertaking, and it just don't come together in a week. And the show part, as you can see behind me, there's some stuff starting to happen, and we're a little over a week out ahead of the show, week and a half, and in the next week this thing will transform. But it didn't just happen. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that start working the day after the show ends, working for next year, making sure we've got exhibitors and making sure that people are coming back, and Gina's advertising, and we want to make sure we got visitors, because without our visitors and without our exhibitors, there's no need in us doing what we do.